Hello everyone. Our group has been given the task of reporting on the information age. So my name is John Michael Nanyo and I'm going to talk about the definition and origins of the information age. Risa and Franz also discuss other facts about the information age. So since we are going to start rather to enter the information age or know more about the information age, so we should know first or define correctly what do we mean when we say information. Okay, so whatever you have composed of what information is, let me give you the answer there. So, knowledge information, as said by Webster Encyclopedia Dictionary, is knowledge communicated or obtained concerning a specific fact or circumstance. So that's information according to this famous Webster Dictionary. These are also facts provided or learn about something or someone. So that's what you mean when you say information. Furthermore, let's talk about what is information age. Information age, a period starting in the last quarter of the 20th century. Communication became effortlessly accessible through publication and through management of information by computers and computer networks. So this is taken from vocabulary.com. And also, we have this age called the digital age and the new media age. So, these are under the information age. By the way, the meaning of digital age refers to the time period in which personal computers and other subsequent technologies were introduced to provide user the ability and easily and rapidly transfer information. So, information age also is a true new age based upon the interconnection of computers via telecommunication with this information system operating on both real-time and as needed basis. Furthermore, the primary factors driving this new age forward are convenience and user-friendliness, which in turn will create user dependence. So, this is from and taken from James R. Messenger from his book Theory of Information Age 1982. So, certainly in the next part I will discuss about the timeline of the information age. So in the year 1300 BC, Sumerian writing system used pictograph to represent words. In 2900 BC, beginnings of Egyptian hieroglyphic writing. In 13,000 BC, tortoiseshell and oracle bone were used. In 500 BC, papyrus roll was used. In 220 BC, Chinese small seal writing was developed. In 100 AD, book parchment codex. By the way, the meaning of BC is before Christ and AD naman is another domain. In 105 AD, woodblock printing and paper was invented by the Chinese. In 1455, Johannes Gutenberg invented the printing press using movable metal type. In 1755, Samuel Johnson Dictionary standardized English spelling. In 1802, the Library of Congress was established. Invention of the carbon arc lamp. In 1824, research on persistent vision published. In 1830s, first viable design for digital computer. In Augusta Leyden Baron writes the word first computer program. 1837, invention of the telegraph in Great Britain and the United States. In 1861, motion pictures were projected on the screen. In 1876, duodecimal system was introduced. In 1877, Edward Muybridge demonstrated high-speed photography. In 1899, first magnetic recording were released. 1902, motion picture special effects were used. 1906, Lee De Forest invented the electronic amplifying tube, triode. 1923, television camera tube was invented by Swarbkin. 1926, first practical sound movie. 1939, regularly scheduled television broadcasting began in the US. 1940s, beginnings of information science as a discipline. 1945, Banner Bush foresaw the invention of hypertext. 1946, ENIAC or ENIAC computer was developed. In 1948, birth of field information theory proposed by Claude E. Shannon. 1957, planar transistor was developed by Sean Yormy. In 1958, first integrated circuit. In 1960s, Library of Congress developed LC-MARC or Machinery Double Code. In 1969, Unix operating system was developed which could handle multitasking. 1971, Intel introduced the first microprocessor chip. 1972, optical laserdisc was developed by Philips and MCA. 1974, MCA and Philips agreed on a standard video disc encoding format. 1975, Altair microcomputer Kick was released personal computer for the public. 1977, Radio Shack introduced the first personal computer. 1984, Apple Macintosh computer was introduced. Mid-1980s, artificial intelligence was separated from information science. In year 1987, HyperCard was developed by Bill Atkinson, recipe box metaphor. In the year 1991, 450 complete works of literature on one CD-ROM was released. In the year of January 1997, RSA, encryption and network security software, internet security code crack for a 48-bit number. So, actually, the timeline that we got was only year. But certainly, indeed, there has been a lot more developments as the year after 1997 passed. We are now in 2021. There are says that there's a lot of changes from this Apple Macintosh. So we have now the laptops, we have now the cell phones, the smartphones, we have now the smart TVs. We have imagine we can charge wirelessly, right? So we don't need a lot of wires to connect to the internet. We have a Wi-Fi, and there's a lot of more development ever since. So that's it for the very brief short timeline for the information age. And thank you.
Okay, I guess we should now proceed to the next topic, which is the information anxiety. So what do we mean by information anxiety? Information anxiety is the human cost of information overload. So have you ever experienced about being anxious and when we carry too much informations, when we gather too much informations to the point that we cannot recognize which information is reliable, which information contains fact, and which information is fake. Okay, so in the words of Richard Saul Wurman, information anxiety is produced by the ever-widening gap between what we understand and what we think we should understand. So it is the black hole that goes between the data and knowledge. And what happens when information doesn't tell us what we need or what we want to know. Okay, information anxiety offers a cure for the uneasiness most people feel as they overwhelmed or whenever they are overwhelmed with the facts and data pretending to be useful information. Our relationship to information isn't the only source of information anxiety. We are also made anxious by the fact that our access to information is often controlled by other people. We are dependent on those who design information, like, for example, the editors and producers who decide what news we will receive, and by the decision makers in the public and private sector who can restrict the flow of information. And we are also made anxious by other people's expectations of what we should know, be they company presidents, peers, or even our parents. Okay, so for the next slide, we have the truths of information age. So we listed 12. Let's start with the first one. So the information must compete. A need exists for the information to stand out and be recognized in the increasing clutter, the data smog that surrounds us. Number 2, newer is equated with truer. So we have lost the sense that any fact or value can endure. Okay, number 3, selection is a viewpoint. So if you want to receive a more balanced view of reality, choose multiple sources for your information. Number 4, the media sell what the culture buys. So in other words, information is shaped by cultural priorities. Number 5, the early word gets the perm. So the first media to cover an issue often defines the terms, context, and attitudes surrounding it. Number 6, you are what you eat, and so is your brain. So what does it mean? This means that if certain ideas are never presented to you, you cannot draw adequate conclusions. So number 7, anything that has great demand will be counterfeited. So the demand for amazing knowledge, secrets, and scandals have been presented, and hence many events are fabricated by the tabloids, publicists, or other agents of information fraud. Number 8, all ideas are seen as controversial. So it is probably impossible to make any assertion that will not find some supporters and some detractors. Number 9, and that information walks ever on. So lies, hoaxes, misinformation, rumors, disinformation, and garbled truth never really pass away. They continue to circulate. Number 10, media presence creates a story. So when the media are present, especially film news or television media, people behave much differently from the way they would if not being filmed. Number 11, the medium selects the message. So television is mostly pictorial, partly oral, and a little textual. So visual stories are emphasized, such as fires, chases, and disasters. And last, number 12, the whole truth is a pursuit. So this means that The information we receive comes to us filtered, selected, slanted, verbally charged, and sometimes fabricated. What is left out is often even more important than what is included. Okay, since we are done with the truths of the information age, let us now proceed to the topic computer. So how do we define computer? Computer is the most important contribution of advances in the information age in the society. It is an electronic device that stores and processes data or information. It runs a program that contains the exact step-by-step directions to solve a problem. And of course, there are types of computers. The first one is the personal computer, or what we call the PC. Personal computer is any small, relatively inexpensive computer that is designed for an individual user. So this is very convenient for personal purposes, and this is single. User systems are based on microprocessors. The next one is the desktop computer. It is a computer of a size designed to be used on a desk or table that is set up in a permanent spot. Unlike the first one, it offers more storage, power, and stability. Next is the laptop. It is also known as notebook. These are portable computers that you can take with you and use different environments. Portable computers that integrate the essentials of a desktop in a battery-powered package. The next is the server. It is a computer designed to process requests and deliver the data to another computer over the internet or a local network. It boasts powerful processors, tons of memory, and large hard drives. Next is the mainframe, a data processing system employed mainly in large organizations for various applications, including bulk data processing, process control, industry and customer statistics, enterprise resource planning, and financial transaction processing. The last one is the wearable computer. It is the digital device that is either strapped to or carried on a user's body. It is often used in research that focuses on behavioral modeling, health monitoring system, IT and media development, where the person wearing the computer actually moves or is otherwise engaged with his or her surroundings. Traditional uses are mobile, industrial inspections, maintenance, and the military. As conclusion, computer has become very important nowadays because it is very much accurate, fast, and can accomplish many tasks easily. Otherwise, to complete this task manually, much more time is required. It can do very big calculations in just a fraction of a second. Moreover, it can store huge amount of data in it. Few topics to go. Let's now proceed to the World Wide Web.
Hello, I will be discussing one of the most significant contribution of the information age aside from computers, which is the World Wide Web or the Internet. Internet is a worldwide system of interconnected network that facilitate data transmission among innumerable computers. Internet was used mainly by scientists to communicate with other scientists. It was also used by the Department of Defense in case of attack, and it remained under government control until 1984. One early problem faced by internet users was speed. The development of fiber optic cables allowed for billions of bits of information to be received every minute. Up until now, most countries still has slow internet connection, and one of it is the Philippines. We are ranked as one of the slowest internet connection in the world. New forms of communication were also introduced, from electronic mail or email, which was a suitable way to send a message, to electronic chat rooms. Aside from email, there are a lot of social media platforms that enables people to communicate like Skype, Facebook, Messenger, WhatsApp, and so many more. Surfing the net became a pastime in and of itself. Let us all admit that we love surfing the internet and we love browsing social media. Surfing the net has become a part of our lives and has become a pastime. We access the internet either for educational or recreational purposes. Let us all remember that not everything on the internet are facts. There are a lot of news containing false and untrue information, and here are some ways on how to check if your web sources are reliable. First, you have to look for established institutions. The internet is full of websites that were started 5 minutes ago. What you want are sites associated with trusted institutions that have been around for a while and have a proven track record of reliability and integrity. Such sites may include those run by government agencies, non-profit organizations, foundations, or colleges and universities. Examples for this are the ABS-CBN and GMA network. We also have the WHO, DOH, and many more things like that. Second one is look for sites with expertise. You wouldn't go to an auto mechanic if you broke your leg, and you wouldn't go to the hospital to have your car repaired. This is an obvious point. Look for websites that specialize in the kind of information you are seeking. So if you're writing a story on a flu outbreak, check out medical websites such as the Department of Health or the World Health Organization. Third is steer clear of commercial sites. Sites run by companies and business, their websites usually end in .com, are more often than not trying to sell you something. And if they're trying to sell you something, chances are whatever information they're presenting will be tilted in favor of their product. That's not to say corporate sites should be excluded entirely, but be wary. Fourth is beware of bias. Reporters write a lot about politics, and there are plenty of political websites out there. But many of them are run by groups that have a bias in favor of one political party or philosophy. A conservative website isn't likely to report objectively on a liberal politician, and vice versa. Steer clear of sites with the political axe to grind and instead look for ones that are non-partisan. Fifth is check the date. As a reporter, you need the most up-to-date information available. So if a website seems old, it is probably best to steer clear. One way to check, look for a last updated date on the page or site. A news from yesterday might not be true today, so check the latest news. Number 6 is to consider the site's look. If a site looks poorly designed and amateurish, chances are it was created by amateurs. Sloppy writing is another bad sign. Steer clear. Just be careful. Just because a website is professionally designed doesn't mean it's reliable. 7th is to avoid anonymous authors. Articles or studies whose authors are named are often, though not always, more reliable than works produced anonymously. It makes sense. If someone is willing to put their name on something they've written, chances are they stand by the information it contains. And if you have the name of the author, you can always Google them to check their credentials. And for the last one, you have to check the links. Reputable websites often link to each other. You can find out which other websites link to the site you're researching by conducting a specific Google search. Enter the following text into the Google search field, replacing website with the domain of the site you're searching. The search results will show you websites linked to one you're researching. If lots of sites are linking to your sites and those sites seem reputable, that's a good sign. Computers have been a great tool for everyone, and it has been a great advantage to science and research. Here are some of the applications of computers in science and research. Human brain cannot store all the genetic sequences of organisms, and this huge amount of data can only be stored, analyzed, and be used efficiently with the use of computers. As human beings, our memory has a limited capacity. We cannot store and remember every information. The computer is a great tool in storing, analyzing, and processing data. One of the significant applications of computers for science and research is evident in the field of bioinformatics. Bioinformatics is the application of information technology to store, organize, and analyze vast amounts of biological data such as human genome. Bioinformatics is an interdisciplinary field that develops methods and software tools for understanding biological data, in particular when the data sets are large and complex. Bioinformatics includes biological studies that use computer programming as part of their methodology, as well as a specific analysis pipelines that are repeatedly used, particularly in the fields of genomes. Here is a lesson summary. Nowadays, information can be shared or transferred quickly. Various aspects of our society are also being influenced by the information age, especially communication, economics, industry, health, and the environment. The information age did not only make an impact on science and technology, but it has affected everything. It has made communication easier, created more jobs, thus affecting the economy and industry. It also has transformed the healthcare by making new cure for illnesses and so much more. The rapid upgrade of information poses both positive and negative impacts on our society. Information age, which progressed from the invention of the printing press to the development of numerous social media platforms, has immensely influenced the lives of the people. It can improve relationships at home, work, and in social situations by deepening your connections to others and improving teamwork, decision-making, caring, and problem-solving. It also enables you to communicate even negative or difficult messages without creating conflict or destroying trust. The impact of this innovation can be advantageous or disadvantageous depending on the use of these technologies. I believe that the innovation has been very beneficial for us since it has made practically everything a lot easier. But the effects of this technology and innovation still depends on how we use them. Let us be responsible and smart when using technology. It can either save lives or harm lives. It can save lives, like for example, when someone is in danger, you can call 911 or the emergency hotline, and then you can save lives. But it can also harm lives when you use it on wrong ways, like instead of helping other people, you discriminate them, something like that. And bad people sometimes use the internet to find and lure victims. So a lot of people hack other people's accounts and then making them vulnerable for other things. So let us still be very careful and cautious when using the internet.
Before we end the discussion, let us also talk about the impacts of information technology. The information age brought about many new inventions and innovations. Many communication services like texting, email, and social media developed, and the world has not been the same ever since. Advantages and disadvantages of information technology in education. The use of internet technology has opened institutional boundaries. Students from developing countries now have a chance to study their desired courses at a standard similar, in some cases, to first world educational institutions. Next, the use of educational video games and puzzles has increased the students' interest in learning. Basing on research, students enjoy learning with technology. Many schools have started providing free internet on the school campus. This helps students do research and learn on their own. We have the disadvantages. Students no longer take time to solve equations and research topics. All they do is a simple query on Google. Next, we have the poor quality publications online. Many online publishers post content for monetary purposes, so you may find that the most content published online is not accurate or well detailed to help students and researchers. Let's proceed to advantages and disadvantages of information technology in society. Here are the advantages. First, improved innovation, improved entertainment, improved social discovery. We also have globalization of knowledge and improved communication. Disadvantages. With the increased addiction in social network and internet games, people are spending more time in computers and reject their normal offline life, resulting in increased isolation and social imbalance. Next, using technology can change a child's brain. An article in Psychology Today says the music technology can alter the actual wiring of the brain. The information age is now. Without the information, knowledge, and discoveries of those from the past, we would not be where we are today. The past has shaped our present and will continue to shape our future.